This week we have some UK-based news. A news report suggests that if millions of acres of trees and energy crops are planted, as well as restoring some wetlands, coastal habitats and using future technology, this could help the UK become carbon neutral by the year 2050. The scientists have said that although this would be very expensive, it is also necessary and, more importantly, an achievable goal. Some dramatic ocean-related news now, as pteropods, also known as sea snails, are being kidnapped by some amphipods. Pteropods produce a chemical that wards off some predators, and so certain species of amphipods grab the pteropods and carry them on their back to ward off predators. This relationship has worked remarkably well for the amphipods, but it's not one of those relationships in the animal kingdom that works well for both parties, as the pteropods are likely to die during this ordeal. They starve to death. First up in paleontology news this week, we have a new dinosaur. Again. An early Jurassic sauropodiform from southwestern China was named and described recently, being named Yijosaurus sunai. The fossil remains of this animal are comprised of an almost complete skeleton, in addition to a very well preserved skull, and it's been found to be a sauropodiform dinosaur, but with features in the skull that are similar to sauropods. It's therefore placed near to the sauropods, and it provides some more information as to how sauropodomorphs evolved. Tyrannosaurs are well known for being animals that ruled the northern hemisphere for much of their time on Earth. However, there are some members of Tyrannosauridae, the Tyrannosaur superfamily, that occurred down south. Australian and Brazilian taxa have been included in this group, and a study published this week has examined the phylogenetic positions of these southern species in the larger context of the other Tyrannosauroids, Pantyrannosauria and Tyrannosauria. Pantyrannosauria had a worldwide distribution and includes the southern taxa. It's the most inclusive clade, containing D. long and T-rex, but not Proceratosaurus. Tyrannosauria is less inclusive, restricted to the giant northern hemisphere species such as Dryptosaurus and T-rex. There's been a very interesting paper published last week that's documented in great detail an example of something called the Baldwin Effect, which states that some animal traits are not fixed and have a level of plasticity to them, allowing animals to change their physical appearance or behaviour during their lifetime. Side-blotched lizards have been observed changing colours to make themselves better camouflaged in a new environment, and the researchers were able to identify the genes responsible for regulating this. And to finish off this week, Nemo's genome has been mapped. Well, not Nemo himself of course, but his species, clownfish. An international research team used advanced technology, genetic sequencing tools, to create an incredibly complete genetic map for the orange clownfish, a beautiful fish known mostly because of Nemo and his adventures. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to catch more if you haven't already, and as always, we'll see you on Sunday.